We will have our say in court.
Joshua Woodward's voice, as it turns out, would never be heard in court. Instead, it was the emotional words of the woman Woodward so heinously violated that would resonate through the halls of justice.
And I can just see you sitting there right now with no remorse. You are a sick, sick individual, and you're disgusting.
It was courtroom drama not often witnessed.
What you put my family through, it's disgusting. Do you understand me? You're disgusting.
But Gail Greaves wanted desperately for the world and Joshua Woodward to feel her pain.
You took my choice away.
Greaves began an affair with Woodward, a high-profile restaurateur from a wealthy Chicago family, an empire that includes the storied Churchill Downs racetrack. As a partner then with celebrity chef Govind Armstrong, operating high-end establishments in Los Angeles, Miami, and New York, Woodward ran in prominent circles. What Greaves didn't know was that during their affair, Woodward was engaged to Miami writer Susie Buckley. When Greaves became pregnant, Woodward pleaded for Gail to have an abortion.
You then offered to give me money and pay me off to go back and tell the people I had told that I was pregnant, that it wasn't yours, and to lie about it.
At 39, Greaves felt it was her last chance to have a child. She refused to abort and told Woodward he was off the hook financially for the baby. But Woodward went on the attack.
Then I hear you're telling people I'm a gold digger? I've never taken a dime from a guy in my life.
Woodward was desperate and embarked on a sinister mission. If Greaves wouldn't abort, he would make it happen himself. It begins with the internet and a nefarious search, evil ways to terminate a pregnancy. And there he found misoprostol, a dangerous drug used in hospitals to induce labor.
He researched the drug, he found and obtained the drug, he determined how to use it, what dosages to give, when to use it, and he used it. And he used it, unfortunately, for Ms. Greaves.
Woodward tried to get Greaves to orally ingest the drug.
You were drugging the drink you gave me without my knowledge. Drugging my food, I found out later, in my refrigerator, you put stuff in the pickles that I eat.
When the plan failed, Woodward tried administering the drug vaginally during foreplay.
You were hurting me and I told you to stop.
The first attempt during sex failed. He wasn't giving up.
You then repeated the same thing the next night?
Woodward left abruptly and told Greaves he had a plane to catch. What happened next for Gail Greaves was tragic beyond belief.
I immediately went into shaking uncontrollably, cramping, because I was actually going into labor by myself.
She did, in fact, lose her pregnancy.
Gail Greaves, 13 weeks pregnant, was devastated and suspicious. She noticed the white powder on her underwear and called police. Detectives told her to keep quiet so they could set Woodward up.
This particular detective and Ms. Greaves worked out an arrangement where she would not inform the defendant, Mr. Woodward, that she had lost her pregnancy. And when he did decide to come back to her apartment, unbeknownst to Mr. Woodward, the detectives were there waiting for him.
Woodward was caught red-handed.
He did come back to her apartment with more misoprostol in his pocket, which he immediately discarded when contacted by law enforcement, tried to discard it on the ground.
Woodward was immediately taken into custody and charged with 4 counts of attempted murder on a fetus.
Joshua, did you force your girlfriend to miscarry?
No, I did not.
At first, Woodward maintained his innocence, but the evidence told a different story.
In this case, Mr. Woodward assisted us by using his internet browser to display kind of what he was thinking.
Woodward, anticipating an unsympathetic jury, took a plea deal. Gail Greaves took a last shot.
While I was Googling, should I vaccinate my child? What are the good schools? You were Googling evil ways to force an abortion, how to use chloroform to knock me out, and different ways to drug me. I mean, do you not understand that you are a textbook psychopath? Do you really not understand what you've done to me, yourself, your family?
It was clear that Gail Greaves' wounds are still very real and very painful. As for Joshua Woodward, it's hard to tell what he's feeling. Throughout Gail's entire impassioned statement, he was unflinching. He didn't acknowledge her. He stared straight ahead, stone-faced. Perhaps this man of privilege and prosperity was anticipating his loss of freedom and a stifling life behind bars.
The court does sentence the defendant to the high term on count 3 of 9 years.
This was a extremely serious crime. Mr. Woodward robbed from this victim the most intimate choice that a person can make.